Wait a minute, did they say a $418 million lawsuit? What the hell happened? The $418 million NAR settlement resulted from a federal class action antitrust lawsuit called Burnett v. National Association of Realtors, or NAR. Initiated in Kansas City, Missouri, the lawsuit alleged that NAR and major brokerages colluded to artificially raise seller commissions. The plaintiffs argued that NAR's regulations governing properties listed on its affiliated Multiple Listing Services, or MLS, unfairly supported agent commissions. As part of the settlement, NAR agreed to significant changes, including eliminating upfront compensation requirements for buyers' agents and allowing individual home sellers to negotiate compensation arrangements outside of MLS platforms. So, let's talk about probably one of the biggest points that NAR has seemingly agreed to. Now remember, I say seemingly only because nothing has been set in stone, nor has any of this been approved by the courts as of May of 2024. The NAR has seemingly agreed to put in place a new MLS rule prohibiting offers of broker compensation on the MLS. This would mean that offers of broker compensation could not be communicated via the MLS, but they can continue to be an option. Consumers can pursue off MLS through negotiation and consultation with real estate professionals. The MLS syndicates its data to other websites like Zillow, Redfin, and Realtor.com. If what they are proposing goes through, then the transparency as far as what the buyer agent compensation the seller would be willing to pay would be removed. That would be a pretty significant change. The next thing they seemingly agreed to is to enact a new rule that requires MLS participants working with buyers to enter into written agreements with their buyers. This really does not affect the way real estate agents here in North Carolina interact with buyers, as we have already been doing this for years. As a matter of fact, we are one of only 16 states that are already doing this. My firm and colleagues always have every single buyer client that we work with first read and sign a working with real estate agent document to make sure you know your rights. And second, if you are a buyer, we have you review the buyer's agency agreement, which outlines our commitment to the buyer. The buyer's agency agreement for North Carolina has always stated how we as agents are asking to be paid. If you see Section 4BI, it currently states, firm shall seek the fee from a cooperating listing firm through the listing firm's offer of compensation in MLS or otherwise, or from the seller if there is no listing firm, and buyer agrees that firm shall be entitled to receive same consideration for firm's services hereunder. With the new rules, it looks like all we would be doing is changing it to remove the MLS wording and keeping the wording that refers to otherwise. As a North Carolina agent, I have always explained Section 4 of our agreement to the buyer. I made sure to tell them that I would always go to the listing firm or seller first for my full compensation. I would always make it clear to have a discussion with the buyer regarding what I and the firm would be expecting if the listing firm or seller fell short of paying our full commission. Once we had the discussion and we have come to an agreement on the commission, and the buyer was comfortable in the knowledge that they would make up the difference. If there was one, then we would proceed from there. One of the other changes looks to be that we will have to have some sort of agreement in place before we can even show you a house. There is a new single property buyer broker agreement document we would have to go over if you only wanted to see the one house and not be obligated to the agent to see any future properties. The settlement includes all MLSs wholly owned by one or more realtor associations. Other MLSs can opt for the MLS practice changes that are part of the agreement and pay a per subscriber fee to the settlement fund to be covered by it. All in all, for North Carolina at least, there does not seem to be too much of a leap for us yet. And I stress the word yet. For other states, it looks like they might need to get used to a whole new practice. As of May of 2024, this settlement is still subject to court approval, and it represents a significant shift in how real estate transactions and broker compensation are handled in the industry. For now, until midsummer of 2024, when we are expecting to receive more information on everything the court will be approving, we will have to keep a diligent eye on the situation and continue preparing for the new rules to be definitively outlined and implemented. In the meantime, subscribe to this channel to get the latest on any further developments on this lawsuit and how it could affect you when you are ready to buy or sell your property.